Good evening, sir. In this video, I want to practice about meeting 13. Part 1. Read all words. Heel, hand, hold, hair, hike, mouth, tongue, thick, thin, pad, tree, tears, thin, teared, haired, then, day, there, toes, either, bed, cloth, with, bird, boat, side, the, together, another, this, feathers, smoother, that, leader, rather, rather, Lotus Miss Brothers, Crumpets Home, Cambridge, Smith, remember, smile, him, smart, team, mom, time, homemade, calm, Tom Mitchan, mother, part through. Read this twister tongue with three modes, slow, normal, and fast. This twister tongue mode slow. Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. Fuji Woogie was a bear. Fuji Woogie had no hair. Fuji Woogie wasn't very Fuji was he. Seashells by the seashore, and the seashells by the seashore are seashells for sure. A sailor went to see what he could see, and all he could see was sea. Six, sick, hicks, nick, six, slick, bricks, with picks and sticks. How many snakes could a snake staker stack? If a snake staker stacked snakes, 12 twins twirled 12 twigs. Imagine an imaginary manager managing in an imaginary menagerie. Lesser leader, never with their weather, better. A twiddle, fiddle, noddle, poodle, bottled, puddled, muddled, daddled, woodled, woodled, fox in socks, share. How much ground would a groundhog hog? If a groundhog could hog grown, a groundhog would hog all the ground he could hog if a groundhog could hog grow. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, a pack of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a if a Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my butter bitter. So it was better. Betty Butter bucked a bit of better butter. How much wood would a woodsuck suck if a woodsuck could suck wood? He could suck he would as much as he could and sucks as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could suck wood. I thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought. If the thought I thought, if I thought had been the thought, I would have thought I thought. This turtle tongue modes normal. I scream, you scream, we'll a scream for ice cream. Fuji Wuji was a bear. Fuji Wuji had no hair. Fuji Wuji wasn't very Fuji was he. Sea sails by the seashore, and the sea sails by the seashore are sea sails for sure. A sailor went to see what he could see, and all he could see was sea. Six, 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 hicks, nick, six, slick, bricks, with picks and sticks. How many snacks could a snack stacker stack? If a snack stacker stacked snacks, 12 twins, 12 twigs. Imagine an imaginary manager managing an imaginary manager. Lesser ladder, never whether better. A twiddle, pedal, noddle, puddle, bottle, paddle, muddle, daddle, fuddle, woodle, fox in socks, share. How much grown would a grown hawk if a grown hawk could hawk grown? A grown hawk would hawk all the grown he could hawk if a grown hawk could hawk grown. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put in if I put it in my powder, it will make my powder bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my butter better. So it was better Betty Potter bought a bit of better butter. How much would cold a woodchuck suck if I would suck cold suck wood? He would as much as he could and suck as much wood as I would suck wood if I would suck cold suck wood. I thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought I thought if the thought I thought had been the thought I would have thought I thought. This twister tongue moved fast. I scream, you scream, We all screamed for ice cream. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Seashells by the seashore, and the seashells by the seashore are seashells for sure. A sailor went to see what he could see, and all he could see was sea. Six, hicks, nick, six, slick, bricks, with picks and stick. How many snakes could a snack staker stack if a snack staker stacked snacks? 12 twins twirled, twirled 12 twigs. Imagine an imaginary manager managing an imaginary manager. Later, never whether, whether, better. A tweedle, battle, noddle, poodle, bottle, paddled, muddled, daddled, fuddled, woodled, fox in socks, share. How much grown would a grown hog if a grown hog could hog grown? A grown would hog all the grown he could hog if a grown could hog grown. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If better, if Peter Pepper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Pepper picked? Petty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put in my butter, it will make my butter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my butter better. So it was better. Petty Butter bought a bit of better butter. How much would a woodchuck suck if a woodchuck could suck wood? He would as much as he could and sucks as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could suck wood. I touched a touch, but the touch I touched wasn't the touch I touched. I touched if the touch I touched had been the touch I touched, I would have touched I touched. Part 3. Read all story clearly. A long time ago, there lived a wealthy and affluent king in a far-away kingdom. He had a very beautiful daughter of marriageable age, named Afion. All the young men in the country wanted to marry her, but she refused all offers of marriage. Most of the rich old men asked for her hand in marriage, but she called them old and ugly. Afion was very proud and fine. In spite of repeated entreaties for her parents, she refused to marry an- any man from her land. So with to marry a rich prince from a far away kingdom. Her prince would be the best looking man in the country world. He would be strong and perfect in every way, and capable of loving her properly. So Afion the princess continued to disobey her parents, at which they were very much grieved. One day there was commotion within the village. What could be happening? People inquired. Not long after the news got to the place, a very fine man had been seen in the market who was better looking than any of the natives. Afiong rushed to Mark at once and directly she saw the most handsome man she had ever set her eyes on. She fell in love immediately and invited him to her house. The prince was delighted and went home with her. On his arrival, the handsome prince was introduced by Afiong to her parents. The prince immediately asked their consent to marry their daughter. At first they refused, as they did not wish her to marry a stranger, but at last they agreed. He lived with Afiong for 2 days in her parents' house and then said he wished to take his wife back to his country, which was for which was far off. To, to this the princess readily agreed, as he was such a fine man, but her parents tried to persuade her not to go. However, being very headstrong, she made up her mind to go and they started off together. It was a sad day for the king and the queen. After walking for several days, Afiong and her husband crossed the border between the spirit land and the human land. Immediately they set foot in the spirit land, strange this began to happen. First of all one man came to the prince and demanded his legs, then another his head, and the next his body, and so on until in a few minutes the prince was left with and nothing but a skull. The princess became trifled. She could not understand what had happened to her handsome prince. The prince then looked at the princess and confused that the princess was now seeing him in his natural state. He had brought all his body parts from the other spirits, so he would look human when he went to ask for her hand in marriage. In fact, his entire body consisted of only a human skull. The princess wanted to return home, but the school would not allow this and ordered her to go with him. When they arrived at the school's house, they found his mother, who was a very old human quite incapable any work, doing any work. She could only creep about. Afiung tried her best to help her, and cooked her food and brought water and firewood for the old human woman. The old creature was very grateful for these attentions and soon became quite fond of Afiung. One day the old woman felt very sorry for Afiung and decided to help her. She promised to send her back to her country as soon as possible, providing that she promised that in the future she would obey her parents. This Afiong readily consented to do. Then the old woman sent for the spider, who was a very clever hairdresser, and made him dress Afyong's hair in the late fashion. She also presented her with unless and other things on account of her kindness. She then used her supernatural power to call the breeze to gently carry Afyong to her father's kingdom. Soon afterwards, the breeze disappointed Afyong outside her home and left her there. When the king and the queen saw their daughter, they were very glad, as they had for some months given her up as lost. There was feasting and dancing throughout the kingdom for 8 days and nights. Afterwards, the king passed a law the parents should never allow their daughters to marry strangers who come from a far country. Then the prince from a neighboring village came to ask for Effiong's hand in marriage, and she willingly consented and lived with him for many years and had many children. Thank you, sir.